Over there!
We can't let him get away!
Too late, fool! You will not escape! Us? What in the name of... Gary?
I'm sorry, okay? I hadn't prepped this part of the dungeon yet. I haven't had the time.
But you don't suffer from this, do you? For more than 2 years, you've helped us to enhance our tools, grow our map libraries, and given us a warm welcome in the community of map makers and game masters. We are honored to be part of this community, and all we can say is thank you.
Bring it on.
And welcome everyone. My name is Till. I am one of the founders of DungeonFog, and today is Tuesday, which means it is another episode of our weekly community stream. And yeah, as you can see, I have improved the setup and I have managed to turn on the chatbot that is cross-referencing whatever you post. Hello everyone, hi Forecaster, hi Kyle, Derger X, maybe Stewart, and everyone else. Hi, it's nice to see you again. Last week, unfortunately, a summer cold struck me down, so I was not able to do any streaming, which means that today we are catching up for what has happened in the past. Well, almost 14 days since we had our community stream. Well, it was exactly 14 days, I would say, since we had our last DungeonFog community stream. The idea behind our community streams, for those of you who do not know what we're doing here, is that we do a wrap-up of what has happened in the past week or weeks at DungeonFog, specifically around the online Batman editor, but here and there we also look at new stuff from Deus. I am a Frostlich now. Yes, I am a Midsummer Frostlich. And by the way, if you have heard about the floodings that took place in Germany and in Austria, although it wasn't that bad, so there are people who suffered much more than I did, but this weekend we had a big thunderstorm and we had our basement flooded. So we had the firefighters come over and drain our cellar, which was interesting. I mean, the child in me would say it was kind of fun to watch them, but the grown-up in me is like, oh no, so much damage. But yeah, but we're not talking about my cellar today. We're talking about the things that have happened in DungeonFog recently, and last week we had quite an interesting update that we're going to look at. And next week we're looking at quite an interesting release that is coming to DungeonFog, as well as the next mapping it out that will be next Tuesday. Yeah, that's true. Usually firefighters come and put water in places. In that case, they came and took water from my place, which we're very, very thankful for, because again, it was kind of fun to think about that you now have an indoor pool. But if it's not an intended indoor pool, it's kind of so yeah. Right. Okay, so what has happened last week, apart from Till becoming Frostlich and water finding its way into my basement? In DungeonFog, we had a release that I think is quite handy for people who have a lot of maps in DungeonFog, or who are working on several projects in DungeonFog at the same time. So with the helps of the amazing Thomas, who wrote the update, our platform has improved now, and let me quickly switch. You can now see that if you have a premium account, because if you have a if you're on a free account and you're up to, I don't know, 5 maps or something like that, you don't really need a favorite system. But if you're premium and you have a ton of maps and you probably are working on several maps at the same time, you don't want to always browse them because they get pushed from your recent maps. If you're someone like me who's constantly creating new maps or testing stuff or getting new maps from the public library, then I often find myself that the map I have been working on for my next game has gotten pushed off from my recent maps. So I was quite happy that we now have the favorite system, which means that you can go into your my maps. Thomas the Map Engine. I will tell him that you've called him that. So when you are in your My Maps, you can see that there is now a favorite system, and you can add maps to your favorites, which means that they will be sticked to your dashboard as long as you have them there. So if you're like, okay, Jungle Bridge, I've played on that, I don't need it anymore, I don't need it in some kind of a quick reference way, you just go there and remove from your favorites, and that will remove the map from your favorites. It will not delete the map, but if you think about your favorite system as a quick access tool, then this is quite handy. But this is just for the dashboard. This is the favorite system. We have also, Thomas has also released another very helpful tool in your My Map section, and that is the search bar. Again, this is a premium feature because we think it makes more sense for people who have more than 5 maps to search for them. But if you have a ton of folders, if you have a ton of maps, and you're not quite sure where it was, then you can use now the search bar to search for your bridge map, and it will show up everything, every map that pings with the keyword that you're looking for. Like, for example, we have a straight passage bridge here. There is a bridge which apparently is a ship's bridge. Here, Jungle Bridge, Jungle Bridge, Jungle Bridge. And you can see in what folder structure this map is hidden. And then you just simply go there and it will automatically bring you into that specific structure and highlight what you've been looking for, which is quite amazing. Oh, hello! We have Schnitzel here and How to Be a Great GM. Hi, Guy. Nice to see you. Larsus is also here. And yeah, so hello and welcome. We're looking at the latest updates to DungeonFog. So having a search feature is very helpful, and you can also specify in what specific categories you would like to search. Like, for example, the name, the description, the keyword. You could search for a creator or a specific date. So this is the new search feature that is available for premium users. And then there is another very handy thing, and that is you can now sort your, like I'm currently sorting my folders here, but I can also sort my maps by, for example, favorites, or by who's the creator. Is the creator myself, or is the creator someone else? I can sort by the create date or the update date. So the difference is the create date is basically the date when you have created the map initially, and the update date is the last time you have done something on the map, so the map has been updated. And of course, you can then go and search by the name alphabetically, or if you go down to your, where are my maps? Oh my God, so many maps. Here, you can sort your maps alphabetically as well. So this is what has been released last week, and I was hoping to talk about that last week, but unfortunately I got sick, so now we are picking that up. If you haven't seen it yet, I hope you find it helpful. Please let us know. And what else has happened last week? Let me quickly think. Oh, yes, we have released the our little tribute to Ginny D. She made an amazing ad about DungeonFog in her latest sponsoring integration, and we wanted to pay a little tribute to that. So if you scroll down to our partners, where are our partners? Here. Boop, boop, boop. Ginny D, there you go. When you go to our page, you will now find that we have both sponsoring integrations that she did, and we have the PDF for Francis Summerpike, the character that she has created. So you can get the PDF if you want to play Francis in one of your games and you want to have him be an NPC or a companion to the party, maybe a villain, I don't know. You can grab the PDF. You have his backstory, Francis' backstory. You have stat blocks. He's an artificer, third level artificer, so he has some amazing spells and some nice toys and gadgets. You can grab that here. And also, if you remember, on one of our Welcome to the Madness streams, we've created the shop, Summerpike's Quill and Compass, and the shop map is also available here. So if you haven't checked that out yet, go to Ginny D's landing page and grab the stuff there. I think it's quite amazing, it's quite funny, and I hope you enjoy it too. The Francis Summerpike PDF, by the way, has been created with the GM notes, which actually brings me to my next item on the list. Nope, it does not bring me to my next item. There is one thing in between, but we're going to look at the GM notes one more time because they're going to be released next week. And I wanted to show you, we've been testing thoroughly. I made a big test today, and I think it's almost finished. Like now we're really fine-tuning and polishing stuff. But before we look at the GM notes, if you haven't seen yet, we are currently doing a survey. It's the DungeonFog Summer Survey. And if you haven't participated yet, this is your chance. Please help us learn a little bit more about how you use DungeonFog, in what environments do you use them, how do you play on the maps, and especially because now that the notes are going to be finished soon, and we're going to release them as kind of version 1 to you, we are very much interested in learning how are you creating your notes, what are you doing with them, how do you access them, and what is important for you on your notes. Because if you remember, I've said that Andy will get assistance on working on the GM notes. We have opened a position for that. You can find that on our DungeonFog website. I think it's under about, right? There you go. We are hiring, and there you can see that we are. So if you're interested, read it, have a look at it. We're looking for a JavaScript front-end developer who will take over the notes and will help Andy to just improve the note system, expand them. Like, for example, we already know that we want to kind of disconnect nodes from maps, or let's turn it around. We want you to be able to create nodes out of multiple maps. So there's a lot to do with the nodes tool. And if we want to have Andy continuously working on the editor, someone needs to step in and help Andy. So this is what we're currently looking for. And this is also why we are doing the survey, because we want to know where we need to emphasize in terms of development. What's going to be next for the new person joining our team, for the new developer joining our team? What is going to be the most important things to focus on, especially when he or she is going to work on the notes system of DungeonFog. Right. So, there's a little incentive. So if you take part in the survey, please do so. And as a thank you, we are going to pick out of all submissions, we're going to pick 3 how do you call them, submitters, participators, and they will get a 360 days, so 1 year of premium access to DungeonFog. Yes, Damien, we're looking for a new developer. Participants, thank you, Forecaster. So, right, now let's talk about the GM nodes that are going to be released next week. And let's see what you can do with that, because I think, Guy, if you're still around, that might be interesting for you. I sat down today and I've recreated the Bring It On adventure in the new notes tool. And just before we scroll down and look at that, let me quickly go. Nice, thank you. Let me quickly go into Acrobat and let's have a look at the PDF, because I think this is quite interesting. This is a full-fledged layouted PDF, even with the margins and all that stuff. So this looks almost like it was done in Adobe InDesign, and I think this is quite an amazing achievement for Andy, because this looks amazing. So all of this is PDF material with all the images and the layout and all that stuff. And it took me about 2.5 hours to recreate it in DungeonFog. So let's just go through that stuff in DungeonFog. Where is it? Where's my DungeonFog? There it is. So this is what it looks like in DungeonFog. You can see we have all those different pages, and this is a background image that I have uploaded, and then I've just used those sections to lay out it a little bit. So I'm always using background images if I need to have a specific goodbye. Not sure why I'm wearing that though, because like there's no director in my ear. It feels weird if I don't have an earplug. I don't know why. Yes, sir. Okay. So throughout the whole document, I have used images that I've created in Photoshop mostly as a full-fledged background image, and then I've used the section tools to kind of lay out the text where I need it. And then I've basically just created all those sections with the various content tools that are offered here. As you can see, we have now added an OGL open game license block that you can just drop in, so you don't have to copy paste the OGL all the time. It is preset, and you can add it at the end of your document. Oh, there, I have a question from Guy. Is the background image fitting the page, or are those two images overlaid to blend? No, this is actually just one image that I've created as an A4 image, because I knew that I'm going to create an A4 PDF, and I've just uploaded it as a background image. Whereas if you look at those images are basically just PNGs that I then manually aligned the way that I wanted them to be. And there are several of those images, like for example, the map here is a PNG, and as you can see, I gave it a little bit of an offset so that it looks better. I could go in there, and I think under layout, there you go. I could then readjust the offset even more, but I think it was at 140 millimeters. I liked it the way that it looked like that. Same here. So this is basically, there is an image that is kind of, we're running tutorials on that in the future, so you will learn how to do that. But I just used the PNG, I've uploaded it, and then I've made it as you can see, as an absolute position on the document with, in that case, with no offset at all. But it's just, I was blown away by how intricate the options are to adjust and modify everything on the document. We're using, so this is the table system that works quite nicely. I think our stat blocks might be this week, might be afterwards, will get worked over a little bit, because working with them, I found that they are they could be much more compact, and they don't offer enough variety to modify them. So I think stat blocks will get a revision quite soon. But I was happy with them for now. Yeah, and then we have another background image. Again, as you can see, just a PNG image with transparency that I've put at the back of the document, position absolute, and then adjustments until I'm happy. Yeah, there you go. So as you can see, this is quite this is a full adventure that I've added here. And again, from the experience of an InDesign user back when I was a graphic designer, I feel like it's obviously an online tool. It's not that intricate, and the user flow needs a bit of adjustment here and there. But I would say even in InDesign, creating a full document, like a full adventure that is layouted in 2.5 hours would be quite a good achievement. So I think the workflow is already quite nice. So here, by the way, this is the same image that we had before. I've just used the image as a cell background instead of a full page background. And then I've adjusted the position until it fit the way that I needed it. Oh, we have another question here. The airship shows like a little shadow beneath it. Was that done by you in the notes? No. Let me go back to the airship. Where's the airship? There it is. No, that actually was done in Photoshop. That is part of the PNG that I created when I made the airship. Right, and let's go at the bottom of the page. So you can see you can have, as you can see, you can have different kind of styles of the stat blocks. But still, it's taking a lot of space, and what we did in the PDF, in the original Bring It On PDF, the way that the stat blocks were designed was a lot more condensed and compressed. So I like that better. And we're going to revisit the styling, the layout for the stat blocks. Right, and then there you can see this is just purely, if you drop in the OGL license, it will apply all that's necessary at wherever you drop it, which I find is a nice convenience feature. In regards to the rest, let me go through. Text is working and tested. Box is working and tested. Might get some improvements. Map elements working and tested. Map elements did not have any. I did not use map elements in here at all, because this document is actually a combination of several different maps that are not on the test server. So I exported those maps in Photoshop on the live server, edited them, and then brought them back as images. But once the nodes hit the live server, we can then have a look at how you can use map elements to create, like, for example, something like this. So images, well, we've seen a lot of images here. Working and tested is quite nice. Weld Anvil integration, working and tested, is also quite nice. Stat block is very rudimentary integration right now, but it's working as intended, and the open game license is working too. So all of those elements are basically tested now. All we need to do for this week is get rid of the last glitches and bugs until we are happy. I think from what we wanted to achieve, we've already achieved it. Now we just want to do fine polishing, and next week we're going to release it to you, hopefully. And again, this is development, can affect timelines a little bit. So it is we're aiming to release it on Tuesday next week, so we can already kind of announce that it has been made public on the mapping it out. But it might be that there is here and there something that we want to fix first. So it's not set in stone. What we know is it's definitely going to hit the live service next week. Right. Damien says, I think InDesign or Affinity Publisher is a steeper learning curve for good layout too. Well, yes, of course. But again, those are professional, like high professional tools for layouting and creating PDFs. So they have a lot more variety and options. However, I do think that we are kind of, for what we did, just to improve our GM nodes, to bring them to the next level, I think we've kind of achieved the goal to get somewhere near Affinity Publisher or InDesign. We will see what you think about that. DungeonFog is a professional tool. Well, you know, yes, it is, but it could be much more professional. That's the typical developer's anxiety, where you're like, oh, but it could be so much more. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Appreciated. We will continue making it even better. So this is what I have for you today. There is going to be a mapping it out. There is going to be a mapping it out next Tuesday, which means there's not going to be a DungeonFog community stream next Tuesday, but we're going to look at all the fancy stuff that is going on with Deus, and this is going to be same time as this stream next Tuesday, so in 7 days. This Thursday there will be another Welcome to the Madness, where we are going to build a map for my game on Friday, because I'm having an office game on Friday. And we will be, unless you throw ideas or suggestions or wishes at me where you say, let's do this or that, we will be doing a map, and it will be most likely something around the final countdown for my players, because they're going into the Tomb of Annihilations now, and we will be doing a map for that. Right. Just a heads up, but I will tell you on Thursday, and I will tell you next week on Tuesday. Tuesday stream next week will be the last stream for the next 14 days, because I will be on vacation then, and once I return by mid-August, then we will pick up streaming again. So just letting you know already. What else? Is there anything else I can talk about? No, I don't think so. I think we're making good progress. Jonas is about to finish. Thank you for the follow. Jonas is about to finish the asset manager, which is fully back-end. You're not going to see a lot about that unless you are an artist and you want to participate in the marketplace, because the asset manager, the asset service, as we're calling it, is basically a full-fledged content management backend for props, textures, tokens, and stuff like that, with internal access for us to work on assets, tag them, flag them, sort them, categorize them, and so on and so forth, but also for artists who want to contribute to the marketplace. This is going to be a platform where artists can manage their asset packs on their own. And once this is going to be implemented, this will also mean that we are going to end the marketplace beta, but I assume this is not going to take place before September. I can see here, Till, having the gears of hate rotate on your map is winner. Had lots of fun with that, just saying. Oh, right. So this is a reference to Tomb of Annihilations. There is, in the tomb itself, there is a level that is called the Gears of Hate. And this is a map where you have a clockwork that kind of changes the room layout. And I'm actually looking forward to make that map in DungeonFog, because rotating this might be quite easy. And otherwise, I think this map might be a pain in the ass if you're playing on static images, because you can't just simply rotate objects on static maps. Wait, you're saying that there is not more than one annihilation in the tomb? I doubt that. When you read that, I'm pretty sure you will learn very soon that there is just a ton of annihilations in there. Right. Forecaster, never stopping to mock at my German English. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Thank you for attending. Have a great day. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Thank you for watching. I hope I see you on Thursday when we're doing another Welcome to the Madness. And until then, join us on Discord, dungeonfog.com/Discord. And happy map making. See you soon. Bye.